The absolute state of AI tech right now is just horrific, and my man Marques Brownlee is having a field day with it.
So as of right now, this device has none of that stuff.
What are we doing here?
And although it's got him into a bit of hot water, I am living for it.
Isn't life about what we experience? What we smell?
Can I eat this?
I don't know, dumbass. It's a piece of fruit. Do you need a $700 chest clip to tell you if you're allowed to eat it or not?
Oh. Capture this.
Oh, wow. It takes photos? And at a way worse quality than a 5-year-old phone camera? Sign me up.
What would happen if we rediscover our senses?
Listen, if you're standing on the top of a mountain and can't tell if it's windy out, I don't think any piece of tech in the world is going to be able to save your dumbass. Imagine raising over $240 million from some of the world's most renowned venture capitalists without a single product or customer, then spending millions on marketing, claiming you're going to change how we see the world, then subsequently releasing a metal paperweight that costs $700 with a $24 a month subscription and expecting people to be all right with that.
But it's AI, bro!
Okay, but why do I need it? I have an unbelievably powerful device in my pocket that already does more than I could ever ask for.
But you can wear this one on your chest! But it's AI, bro!
Can it do something my phone can't?
Not really, but it does do a lot of things your phone can do, just way worse and less intuitively.
How much does this thing cost again?
I don't understand this.
They ask you how you're doing, you just have to say that it's fine.
Despite what it seems, this video isn't just a shit on the Humane AI pin, as fun as that is, because a company called Rabbit just recently released the R1, so we get to shit on that too, baby, let's go! I also want to talk briefly about my man MKBHD, who is the GOAT of tech reviewers on YouTube, because he's been in a little hot water recently because of the power he holds as a tech reviewer and his ability to move mountains with a simple review.
What are we doing here?
Before we jump into it, let's talk about today's video sponsor, which is also a piece of tech, is also wearable, but is useful and doesn't suck. My brothers and sisters, I come bearing tremendous news. I've been using and preaching to you guys about Raycon's everyday earbuds for half a decade now. Many of you guys use them, maybe some of you are still on the fence. Well, they just released a new model of their best-selling everyday earbuds, and they rule. So if you haven't pulled the trigger or are due for an upgrade, now's the time to check them out. It's everything you love about Raycon, but now with active noise cancellation, a new ergonomic design, quick charge, and multi-point connectivity with the same impressive audio performance at half the price of other premium brands. The comfort level remains unbeat. The cozy custom fit gel tips deliver no ear fatigue, and the vibrant new colors complement any and all skin tones, so you're gonna stay looking sharp while enjoying your media. I'm cranking tunes while I'm cleaning my truck. I'm listening to Beethoven while practicing my golf swing. They're weatherproof and sweat resistant, so they stay on during my workouts. I've used them for years, you guys know this, and now they're even better. So if you've been wanting to check out Raycons, there's truly no better time. Their upgraded model will have you wondering why you waited so long, and they have a 30-day happiness guarantee that makes it practically risk-free. So click the link in my description box below or go to buyraycon.com/LeonLush to get 20% off your Raycon purchase plus free shipping. You're gonna love them. Thanks for listening. I appreciate you.
This is the Humane AI pin. It's a standalone device and software platform built from the ground up for AI.
What does that even mean? Shouldn't you be building products for humans? Now, in the launch video for this initially released several months ago, I remember seeing it make the rounds on Twitter, and after watching, I was just left confused. Like, why do people need this? What does it do? It sounds a lot like it does stuff a phone would do, but worse, and has the side effect of making you look like a dork. Certainly, there's something I must not know.
Tell Andrew I'll be there later tonight.
Your message to Andrew says I'll be there later tonight. Okay to send?
Make me sound more excited.
Your message to Andrew says I'll be there later tonight. Can't wait. Okay to send?
Yes.
I mean, only $700 and it'll put an exclamation point on my text for me? Sign me the fuck up! Fast forward to now, and in fact, I wasn't missing something. It's just a $270 million piece of shit. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of innovation in companies that take risks, and I know that nascent tech requires a ton of iteration to find product fit in a fast-paced market. But there is a difference between releasing something close to ready and trying to capitalize on the AI buzzword gold rush, raising hundreds of millions of dollars from money-hungry VCs, releasing something that is a complete joke, charging $700 for it, and getting offended when people tell you it sucks. Enter MKBHD, or Marques Brownlee. I'm assuming 98% of you know who he is, but for the uninitiated, he is the tech guy on YouTube. Known for his thorough and honest reviews, he's cultivated a powerhouse of a brand through a decade plus of YouTube uploads and is generally considered one of the fairest and most trustworthy people in the tech space. The worst product I've ever reviewed. What a title. And he has reviewed a lot of products.
But this one came from an ex-Apple executive $230 million VC-backed startup. It can't possibly be that bad.
It is. And Marques is a nice guy, unlike myself, so he actually will go to great lengths to try and find perks of the products he reviews. And in the case of this AI pen, it was truly great lengths.
Unfortunately, it's also the new worst product I think I've ever reviewed in its current state. There's just so many things bad about it. I think it's actually kind of distracting to like understand what the point of the device is as we go through it. So I'm gonna have to separate it out for this video.
Love that intro, but come on, it's $700. It's gotta do something good, right?
It can make phone calls and send text messages. A ton of stuff. The unfortunate reality though is this thing is too much of a pain to use to actually want to do most of that stuff alongside your phone.
So you pay monthly for the data plan to send texts and make calls in a way that's way more of a pain in the ass. So it's almost like a smartwatch, but worse, and it doesn't pair to your phone. I like this.
So you can ask it things. It doesn't have a wake word. It only turns the mic on and listens when you touch it. So you can go, how tall is the Empire State Building? And then when you let go, it starts sending that query off to the crowd.
The Empire State Building is 1,454 feet tall to the tip.
The cloud, and then gets you an answer, which is great.
That is great, and also something my phone has been able to do for a decade plus.
I remember asking it days before the solar eclipse when the next eclipse was, and it said 2044. I asked it, what's some good Asian food in the area? And over again, it thought I said, what's the best ash for some reason? When is the next Nets game?
Finding next Nets game. The next Brooklyn Nets game is on Sunday, April 14th, but no specific opponent or location is provided.
I just Googled it. It says it's the 76ers, so that's kind of weird.
I do like the novelty of it giving you wrong answers a lot. Kind of keeps you on your toes a little bit. You can't trust it too much, you know what I'm saying? You gotta check your sources. At least the battery lasts all day, like they said in the Humane AI pen launch video, right?
Then, speaking of battery life, really bad and inconsistent, which is annoying. So it's already kind of bad enough that you have another device that you also have to charge every single day. But with this, it's actually more than that. You have to constantly babysit the battery and swap out boosters and charge this thing and keep it charged multiple times per day.
Well, that should be a breeze. I've spent the last 5.5 years babysitting my son, so it's not that much of a burden to have to babysit a new device. He also goes on to talk about how it takes photos and videos, but how those suck too and are way worse than any modern day phone. And ultimately, the consensus is
everything that this pin does, a modern smartphone does better and faster and easier and in higher quality and just better in every way.
I don't understand this.
So shortly after Marques's review came out a few weeks ago, this bald brainlet on Twitter created a bit of a stir by delivering one of the worst takes imaginable. I find it distasteful, almost unethical, to say this when you have 18 million subscribers. Hard to explain why, but with great reach comes great responsibility. Potentially killing someone else's nascent project reeks of carelessness. First, do no harm. First of all, Daniel, do no harm is part of the Hippocratic oath that physicians are sworn to uphold as an ethical standard in the medical field. This is a YouTube video about a shitty piece of tech, my brother, not a physician taking LSD before performing open heart surgery. Get a grip, man. Secondly, Marques is fair and thorough in his review, and the industry is much better because people like him exist. Millions and millions of dollars are dumped into bullshit products like this, and the marketing that tries to convince us it's worth our money. And all we have to do is click one video and save ourselves the time and pain of buying an expensive paperweight. God bless the internet and God bless Marques. My response to him was, hey, I don't know, maybe the product just absolutely fucking blows and he's helping people save time and money by not buying something useless. It was nice to see that most of the discourse was people coming to Marques's defense and agreeing that people like him are a net positive for the industry and that, you know what? It was a good review. The product just absolutely blows. Then just as things started to settle down a bit, a new AI pin hit the market, and to no one's surprise, this one was equally as useless. The only redeeming quality is that the Rabbit R1 was $200 instead of $700, so if you did decide to purchase it, you'd be wasting $500 less dollars. So relatively, I guess that's a perk, even though you're still wasting $200.
Check this out. This is a virtual assistant in a box, but it's a different box. This one is not wearable. It's a thing you have to carry around with you in your pocket like a smartphone. I'd say it's about the size of a stack of Post-its maybe, but it's this lightweight plastic cube designed by teenage engineering.
All right, at least we solved the problem of looking like a dork by wearing this thing on my chest, but now I have to carry around another device I have to keep charged, and it's basically trying to do what my phone does already, but way worse.
But it's AI, bro!
It has a 1,000 milliamp hour battery inside, and it's brutally bad. Like, it's already bad enough when you're carrying around a whole nother device alongside your smartphone, but when this one can sit in front of you doing nothing and the battery just visibly is draining and dies in like 4 hours, then you have to charge it multiple times per day, and it's still dead when you wake up in the morning. Like, it's just exhausting.
No problem, I'll just carry around a backpack full of power banks so I can keep this necessary and very useful piece of tech charged throughout the day. I'm sure the UI is at least intuitive.
It's actually super slow. Like, there's a surprising amount of scroll motion required to go down one line in the settings. And then there's no haptic feedback here as you're scrolling to help you feel it out. So fine, okay, you can get used to that. You use the button to select, but then you've also noticed there's no back button anywhere on this device. So to go back up a level, you have to scroll all the way back up to the top every single time. That also gets annoying.
Who the fuck is making this dog shit? No back button? In 2024, what the fuck are you doing? But it's AI, bro!
The only thing you can use the touchscreen for is basically typing on the keyboard in terminal mode. So with terminal enabled, you can turn it sideways, a keyboard pops up, and you can type your questions and get text answers, which is great. And you can move between letters with the scroll wheel. It's kind of a neat feature, I guess, but why can't we use the touchscreen for anything else? Is it just them trying not to look too much like a smartphone? Maybe. Probably.
So you get the picture here, and the review goes on, there's almost no redeeming qualities, and he goes into the end a little bit about the trend that we're seeing right now, specifically with these AI pins, but in tech in general, with companies coming out with products and releasing products that are completely shit and trying to get you to use that product by marketing you promises that are in the future, things that haven't been, software updates down the line. Like, buy this useless piece of dog shit right now for X amount of dollars, and eventually we'll update it enough so it will be usable. Similar to the way AAA game studios have been releasing games half finished. No Man's Sky comes to mind, Cyberpunk, Halo Infinite. Whatever happened to just making something good, finishing it, then releasing it? In this case, I think it's just a race to the bottom as companies try and capitalize on the AI buzzword hype. The problem is the AI integration in these products is somehow taking the tech back 10 years and making things that would have been cool in 2006. And believe me, I'm sure that someday AI will eat the world and replace all our jobs and reach singularity, eliminating the usefulness of biological humans. But until then, I'm just glad we have AI to create beautiful pictures like this, and like this, and more recently, AI-generated musical masterpieces like I Glued My Balls to My Butthole Again.
I got my balls to my butthole again. Oh my God, what did I do?
Now, if that's not a certified club banger, I don't know what is. Thank you guys for watching. I would love a subscription if you haven't already, and if you go ahead and hip thrust that motherfucking like button for me before you leave, I'd be eternally grateful. I'll see you soon. Peace.